Hello, dirty trucking. It's now 5:06. About to get started. Had to clean the car with the lights. I'll wipe it down. Man. Some disturbing news. A couple of days ago, my 5-star is now down to 4.75. I believe this has something to do with the lottery, but don't ask me. It's just my gut feeling. Because 75, that's how old my father was when he passed. And when he passed, that's when right after that is when I became when I came into the most money I've ever probably had in my life. Is after he died. And them lowering my 5-star down to 4.75 is, I think they believe that doing that is going to help them get money. My theory about the state that was going to win that Mega Million the other day was correct. It did go over to California. After I told you, I walked into that truck stop, and them two people said that they iPhone said their location was over in California. And that's when I made that video. And I had a feeling. But they're using the iPhones. And my son's phone, when his phone was off and came back on, and he got it back on, some old weird stuff happened. And he has an iPhone. It's rarely anybody it has Androids anymore. They got iPhones. I believe this, whatever this is. I believe they were operating it through all the phones, but I think the iPhone is the main phone. But that's just a theory. But I just knew in some strange way that they were going to win over there in California. Now, let me tell you what's going on with this 5-star and what I believe the reason why it's being dropped. One, the passengers know Uber has no business allowing the passengers to do this shit. I'm a diamond driver, and because of my rating, it looks like I'm a bad driver now. And I'm a professional driver, which means I don't need to be here to tolerate this shit. I really don't. I need to just walk away. If I could walk away right now, I would. But let me tell you what I think is going on. Because Uber disclosed this to me when I complained about it. Probably last year sometime. When I noticed my 5-star was dropping. These complaints had started. And an Uber rep told me what takes place when your 5-star drops. See, I'm still diamond status because of my trips. And they're giving me till January 31st to get up my 5-star rating so I can be back officially diamond status. But I'm diamond status because of the amount of trips I do and the service I provide, but not according to my 5-star rating. So when your 5-star rating goes below 4.85, you start dropping down. It puts you in pro. When you get lower than that, I don't even know what's below pro. But now I'm at a 4.75. I went from a 4.94 to a 4.75 now. This is the lowest I've ever been here at this company, period. In the year, just over a year that I've been working here. This is the lowest 5-star rating I've ever had since I've been here. And it started after I got into this burgundy car, which represents Brian. And they've been playing games that they call themselves reenacting shit that I went through and been through when I was dealing with him or whoever the individual is they're talking about at the current moment. And my 5-star is dropping. And I believe it still has something to do with the lottery and obtaining money or stealing money. So, this is a hypothetical. This is just something I've thought about. Uber disclosed to me that when your star rating drops and it takes you out of your current diamond status, diamond is the top status. And I've been diamond ever since I've been here. As soon as I began Uber, I did enough trips, I became diamond. And I've been diamond ever since until this complaining started. But this is the lowest I've ever been. They're talking about I'm pro. But my amount of trips say I'm diamond. But because of the passengers, I'm not officially diamond. But I'm out here working like a slave, doing all these trips. The I'm diamond, but my 5-star don't. So let me tell you what I think going on. I think they found another way to steal, because Uber disclosed to me a long time ago that when your 5-star rate drops, it puts you in a lower pay bracket as far as trips. The trips now, since I've been 4.75, are coming slower. I'm barely getting any since I've been 4.75. And this is a result of, they claim riders did it. I think it's Uber. I think it's both of them. I just think it's all of them. So here's what I think. I think they're dropping my 5-star, making it appear that I'm not getting any 5 stars, that nobody is leaving me 5 stars, and they're stealing the difference between the money I should get being a diamond driver versus the money I would get being a driver at 4.75. Now, that I don't know what's the difference in the rate. And that's popped in my head. What if this is fake and they making me believe my score is 4.75? They're making up lies, saying that these are complaints coming in, when there's somebody doing it deliberately to drop my 5-star, which would put me into a lower pay bracket. But because I'm technically still diamond, what if I'm getting trips at the diamond fare, but I don't see the diamond fare because they done already subtracted the rate I'm supposed to get at 4.75 out of it. You see what I'm saying? You see where I'm going with this? This dropping the driver's 5-star rating affects them getting trips. And now you done targeted my job. And this needs to become a legal matter because I'm sick of it. I got cameras in here. I'm not bothering anybody, but they come in here and leave these frivolous complaints. And then they affect the driver. Uber needs to stop letting these riders rate the drivers, because you're not going to have any drivers. All these drivers complaining that they star rating is dropping all of a sudden. You want to know why? Because I think somebody is stealing. Either you got a hacker problem, or this is an Uber problem. You're going to have to prove that. Who's causing it? You tell me this is an automated system that generates a 5-star rate. You told me it's supposed to generate every 200 trips, but it seems to be changing every day. I'm not doing 200 trips a day. It's impossible for me to do 200 trips. It'll take me at least 4 to 5 days to do 200 trips. My 5-star drops immediately. If I get a complaint today, it drops today. It's not per 200 trips. It's not doing the way they told me it's supposed to do. They said your 5-star rate, they said per 200 trips. Then I had a rep get on here and said per 500 trips. See, they lying. And we need to figure out who is responsible. Is it someone internally with this company? Is it your automated system? Or is the drivers really getting these complaints? Or is it your reps misinterpreting these complaints? Is these riders getting in here just leaving whatever kind of rate? Because it don't add up. When I look at the bar graph of my 5 stars, it's not adding up to what they're saying. And this hacker is able to get into your system and steal money from drivers, getting their bank accounts. Okay, your GPS is acting like it has a mind of its own. It's acting like it has a mind of its own. Like somebody's hacked into it. The stuff that it does is like it's being personally controlled by somebody. These trips, the areas, the length of time it's taking me getting trips, the delay that's always been in the app. Now you done drop my score down so low. It's like I'm out here every day. Longer and longer. Now, you only got 12 hours. Now, I did pretty good yesterday. But the length of time it's taken for my phone to ping another trip is taking a long time. You're hearing this video, that's a trip that came in. I've had the app on for at least, I want to say, the time I made it 10 minutes. I've had the app on recording for 10 minutes. I left the gas station and drove over here. So I say I've had the app on for 12 minutes before I finally just got a ride that you were here pinging in this video. 12 minutes I had the app on. They expect me to ride around here and burn gas. No, I'll go park this car until it ping a trip. I'm not going to ride around burning gas. You wasted my time here. My time is being wasted here. I'm not a valuable driver here. My time is being wasted. My value has diminished because of these complaints here. I'm no longer a valuable driver here. And where I'm not valuable or valued, it's time to go. I believe they're stealing. I believe they dropped my rate so low and they are taking the difference of the money that I should be getting paid as a diamond driver and they're pocketing it. Now, that's just a conspiracy theory. That's just something I'm thinking is going on. But it's a possibility that's what they're doing. Sure, tell me my 5-star is 4.75. But I'm diamond status because of the trips. But I don't get the diamond status money off the trips because my rate is 4.75. Okay, the difference between that, somebody got to be pocketed. And then I found a forum where the other drivers are complaining that their 5 stars is dropping. Okay, you got how many Uber drivers all over the United States? It only take $1 from each one of them for you to be a millionaire doing this shit. Just something to think about. My 5 stars now 4.75. It's time for me to go ahead and get out of here because I'm not going to be dealing with this. I'm not going to be picking up people doing this shit. It's just not, no. It's time to go. I'm not a valued driver here. I'm being played with. I'm being taken advantage of. I've been stolen from. And yet I come out here every day and overlooked at for the shit to happen again every day. Every day. The 5-star rate is not generating like they told me it's supposed to. If every 200 trips is supposed to update, why is my 5-star dropping every day? Damn near. Or when a complaint come in, it'll drop that day. That's not 200 trips. But they'll get on here and tell you it's auto-generated. It's supposed to every 200 trips. Like I said, I had one rep mention 500. I've never heard 500. It's every 200 trips. Every 200 trips, your 5-star is supposed to update. But it's not. It seems like when they make a complaint, I lose a star immediately. If I had complained on somebody, I had noticed my stars was dropping. So I paid attention to it the other day. Didn't happen. It's periodically. But that's what I've been noticing. I haven't done 200 trips yet. My week starts over on Friday. This is just Sunday. I haven't done 200 trips. For my 5-star to be dropping. I lost 2 stars. I think that was 2 days ago. In the same day. I ain't done nothing. From riders coming in here getting an attitude because you won't entertain their nonsense. Or tell them all your personal business. Or you say something to them. Or whatever. It's just whatever. Everything a problem here when a rider get in a goddamn car. You at risk when a rider get in a goddamn car. Yesterday I picked up a guy. He arguing with his girlfriend. The dude ran back in the house and got his gun and slipped it in his pants. I saw him when he did it. I seen the way he was looking when I pulled up. The girl requested an Uber. They were having a domestic dispute in the middle of the street off of 6 Mile. I was over in the 6 Mile area. They were having a domestic dispute. She was trying to leave and go somewhere. She requested an Uber. He comes out on the porch doing like this. I know that little thug gang look. Then you trying to see who this is. He run back in the house. He come back to the doorway with a black object in his hand. He shoves it down his pants. She trying to leave. He jumps in the car. Talking about he going with her. She don't want him to go with her. He get back to the car and she walking back and forth. I'm going away with you. You got that gun on you. He talking about he ain't got no gun. He jumped in the car. I said, you can't be in here with a weapon on you. He patting his thigh. Talking about he ain't got nothing on him. It's on your balls, nigga. I seen where you shoved it. Patting the top of your thigh ain't gonna show no gun. You shoved that shit down in your drawers, nigga. And I saw you. Excuse me, French. I saw him shove it down his drawers. So in the story, she didn't end up, he canceled the ride for her. He told me to go on. She don't need the ride. 2 domestic disputes yesterday. Had another lady. She got assaulted by a boyfriend, put out. She requested a ride. She lives in Toledo. I couldn't find her. Then finally I found her. She comes to the car crying. Told me she got to cancel the ride. She had to call the police. The man she was involved with and put her out, beat her up. She waited on the police. So I told her to sit in the car until they arrived. 1 squad car showed up on the block. I said, ain't that them there? But he didn't have the police lights on. She said, well, they ain't got the lights on. It did. They didn't. They just sat down there and didn't have the lights on. I said, is that where you was at? They didn't. Then another squad car pulled up and I blowed, and then she got out and started talking to her. But as I eased up to where the other one was, they turned their car and blocked me on the street. And then took off. The fuck you blocking me for? I'm the Uber she requested. Then you sat down there with no lights on so she could know you was already on the damn block. If it wasn't for the other one pulled up, they probably would have pulled off and did nothing. Because they told her that she said she couldn't leave. They told her to stay where she was at. Well, it was cold yesterday. And the girl was crying. He had gave her glasses back. She said her car was in the shop, but she lived in Toledo. That's where she was going. She was trying to go home. But she couldn't leave because she had to call the police. Because she said the man was cheating. I guess she confronted him on it. And he beat her up. You know, I get so sick of men. When you get confronted by your girl or the woman you dealing with who done found out you cheating and you think you got a right to lay hands on them or a man up on them or that they ain't got nothing, they can't say shit to you. Motherfucker, you cheating. You cheating. And she said something to you. You ain't got no business putting no hands on nobody. You fucking think you is. You cop an attitude because she found out you was cheating and then you beat her up. What the fuck wrong with y'all? Let me tell you something. Are you men that like do that domestic violence shit? Because you one of them men going around talking, I ain't never had no woman talk to me like that. Well, get used to it. Get used to it. Because the shit you do to women, women can do back to you. Get used to it. We don't want to do it. But you leave us no choice. You're not going to be treating us like shit. Slapping us around, beating us up. That shit ain't finna happen. Tell me, ain't never had no woman talk to me like that. Then you want to backhand her or something. Who the fuck you think you is? She just spoke words to you. She didn't lay hands on you. Wasn't no violence until you hit her. I'm sick of this shit. I've been through domestic violence. Detroit police has a picture of me back when I was in my 20s with a black eye from a guy I dealt with at work. Broke in my house. I didn't even know he was in there. I came home, he was hid up in the house. We got in a fight, he blackened my eye. True story. He was hid up in my house. While y'all out there talking about I'm tripping about this illegal entry and shit. Oh, I'm tripping, huh? That motherfucker was in the house. My son was a baby, the toddler, just barely walking. I didn't even know he was in the house. I came back from a date. I heard footsteps start walking toward my bedroom door. I looked down and seen them 2 black boots. And when I came home, I seen mud in the kitchen. I said, well, hell, I had cleaned up before I left. I said, well, maybe I tracked it in doing that or something. I went in the room, unwind from the date, Called the date I was with. All of a sudden, I hear footsteps. I look down, see 2 black boots. I look up and see this guy I used to date standing in my bedroom doorway. I'm like, how do you get in here? Get in here. He said, who you on the phone telling you don't want to talk to me no more? And snatched the phone out the wall. Then it was on. I'm in there fighting. Fighting for my life. Motherfucker hit me across the face with a spray starch can. Whole side of my face swole up. I got hemorrhage marks in my eye from that shit. He went to jail for it, but he didn't serve no time for what he did for me. It was a violation of his parole, because he was on parole. True story. While y'all around here talking about I'm tripping, that motherfucker was hid up in the fucking house, and I didn't even know it. I walked in my own house, didn't know that motherfucker was in there. While y'all talking about I'm cuckoo and tripping.